Hi, this is a Yin and Yang class for leg lengthening. So today I'm not going to need, you may want to keep a brick with you, but I haven't foreseen using one. But today the only thing that we are going to need is a strap. So if you don't have a yoga strap, not a big deal, just use a belt, a scarf, anything that's long enough that you can wrap around your leg and still hold. So we're going to start off in our nice comfortable seated position. If it's early on in the day or you're a bit stiff after a workout, or maybe you've been in a chair all day, don't be afraid to pop a cushion under your bum just to lift your hips and open them up a little bit more. Close your eyes, inhale nice and deeply. Lift your shoulders up and exhale, roll them round and down, bringing them over your hips. And then just gently push your chin in slightly towards your neck to bring your ears over your shoulders. Nice deep inhale in through the nose. Nice long exhale out. Relax your hands, your arms. Come into the present moment. Exhale, bow your head down to the earth, stretching out the back of your neck. And then inhale, roll your head to the right, right ear to right shoulder. Exhale, come back to center. And inhale, roll to the left. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, lift your head up, and exhale, open your throat up, dropping your head back. Inhale, back to center. Bow your head down to the earth and blink your eyes open. We're going to come into our first posture. So come onto your hands and knees, toes together, knees slightly far apart, and exhale for child's pose. Keep your arms out in front of you, extended child's pose. Feel that stretch in your shoulder. And as you exhale, feel the length you're gaining in your lower back. Nice deep inhales in. Nice long exhales out. And then inhale, come up onto your hands and knees. Coming into tabletop position. Inhale, starting with the head, leading with the head. Come forward, open the chest up, shoulder blades moving down to your bum. Tailbone up to the sky for cow. And exhale, tuck your tailbone under, roll, push your spine up, drop the head down, pull the belly button in for cat. Inhale, come forward for cow. And exhale, round for cat. One more time, inhale, for cow. And exhale, for cat. Inhale, come into a neutral spine, tuck your toes underneath, walk your hands one handprint in front of where they are, and on your inhale, lift your bum up, keep your knees bent and push your belly towards your thighs, coming into your first downward facing dog. One leg at a time, we're starting with the stretching. Stretch out one hamstring, then the other. Push your fingertips into the earth. And then inhale, lift up onto both toes. Exhale, drop your heels down. Inhale, look forward. And exhale, walk your feet up towards your hands. Drop your body down, come into our first forward fold, grab your elbows and rock from side to side in ragdoll. It's going to be all about the legs from now on. Lengthening, strengthening and stretching all at the same time. Exhale, release your hands. Inhale, lift up into a half fold. Keep your belly engaged. Exhale, bend the knees slightly, protect the lower back. Inhale, roll up, one vertebra at a time, reaching up. And exhale, Samastitihi. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, come into a little bit of a back bend, stretching out the front of your body. Inhale, come center, hold your core tight. Exhale, drop down. Inhale, half fold, and exhale, come down into a forward fold. Have your feet slightly further apart, so the same distance as your hips, and then lift the toes up. Place the palm of your hand underneath the balls of your feet. You can give yourself a nice little massage with your toes. Bend the knees so that you can fold forward. You can feel the pressure of your feet pulling you down to the earth. And then as you inhale, start to straighten your legs as much as possible, coming into an intense forward fold. With every inhale, try to lengthen your spine so that instead of rounding your back, bringing your forehead towards your knees, your spine is lengthening and your forehead, the crown of your head, is moving down towards the earth. Breathe in nice and deeply. If you start to feel vertigo, if you start to feel dizzy, come back up into a standing position. Always be careful with forward folds. If you have a niggly lower back, then bend your knees to protect it. You can still stretch your hamstrings like this. Remember, your body comes first. It's not about how deep you can go, how good you look. It's about how you feel. And then on your next exhale, release your hands. Wiggle them out if you need to. Inhale, lift up into a half fold, engaging your abdomen again. Exhale, bend the knees and inhale, roll yourself up, reaching up. Exhale, baby back bend. And inhale, center. Exhale, Samastitihi. Lovely. On your next inhale, reach up with both arms. And then exhale, lift your left foot, step back, come into a high lunge. So in our high lunge, we're looking to stretch the hip flexor, but we're also engaging the thighs. We're working our thighs. So lift up the arms, or you can place them on your waist if that's uncomfortable on your hips. And the thing to think about here is not to drop the left hip down. Keep your hips even, pull the left hip forward, right hip moves back. Feel that stretch intensify. Check your back foot. Your ankle should not be falling out, so you shouldn't be twisting. Staying nice and strong on your toes, big toe firmly placed in the mat. And the same with the front one. Engage your core, tuck your tailbone under, and as you tuck it under, feel that stretch increase again. Both arms reaching up. Deep inhale in, and a nice long exhale out. Stretching and strengthening. And then inhale, straighten your right leg, taking a bit of that pressure off your thigh. Exhale, bend it again. Keep this hip where it is. Try not to move it. And open up in a twist to the right. Looking at the right hand if you can. Using the wall to help you balance if you need it. Pull the right hand backwards. Opening that chest, coming into that twist. Feel it reaching down the front of your body into the side, into that left hip. Don't let the ankle fall out. And then inhale, come back to center, straighten the right leg. One more time, exhale, sink back down into your high lunge. Inhale nice and deeply here. Exhale, bring the hands down. Inhale, step forward, bring the left knee up to your body, hug it in. Feel that relief. Roll the ankle if you need to. And exhale, drop it back down. We're going to do the other side. So inhale, reach up with both arms. And then exhale, step that right foot back. Make sure, remember that your toes don't have to be directly behind the heel. That's a myth. Open your legs out as wide as you need to help you balance. Bend that left knee nicely. Pull the right hip forward, left hip comes back. Don't drop your right hip down. Both hips are at the same level. It's pulling forward, not down. Use your hands to feel the adjustments that you're making. Pull back with the right heel to straighten that leg. Don't bend your back leg. Straighten it out. Check that your heels, your ankle, is not falling outside. That it's staying nice and strong in the center. Tuck the tailbone under, belly strong. Reach up or hands on your hips for an intense high lunge. Keep your shoulders over your hips. Don't lean forward, although you may find that intensifies the stretch. We're trying to keep our shoulders over our hips today. Inhale, straighten, take that weight off your left leg. And then exhale, bend your front knee, sink back down, and as you do so, twist to the left. Looking at the left hand if you can, check that your ankle's not falling out. Keep it strong. Core tight, tailbone still tucked under. And then inhale, come back to center, straighten it out again. Exhale, sink back down one last time into your high lunge. Exhale, bring the hands down, step the right foot forward. Feel that relief as you bring your right knee up to your body. And then exhale, come down, Samastitihi. So we've done the front. We're going to do the back again. And then we're going to come down to do the sides. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, fold forward. Again, stretching out the hamstrings. And this time, we're going to bend the knees, bring our wrists behind us. So either you can grab the elbows, depending on how flexible you are. So you want your arms to be behind your calves, not your knees. You can grab the wrists. So do what works for you. And then as you inhale, gently start to straighten your legs out, coming into a forward fold, bringing your chest to your knees. And again, like we did before, inhale to lengthen your spine. Crown of your head moving down to the earth. Exhale, release your hands. Bend your knees and inhale, come up into a chair pose. Just want to strengthen what we're stretching. Arms nice and long, bum back, knees not in front of the toes. Make sure you can still see your big toe. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, sink back down. Inhale, straighten again. Exhale, sink back down, but this time lift your right knee. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. We're coming into a one-legged chair. And we're also going to stretch out the ITB area. So, as the further you sink down, the more your knee goes down, the more you're going to stretch the outside of your right hip. Keep your spine nice and long, keep your core tight, tailbone tucked under. And then inhale, straighten back up, drop the right foot. And then as you exhale, bend the right knee, cross the left ankle over your right knee, sink down again. One-legged chair. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, drop the leg. Samastitihi. Moving down to the mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half fold. Exhale, step your feet back. Find your downward facing dog. And then open your feet the same width as your mat. Heels coming in, start to walk your hands towards your feet. And bend the knees, sit your bum down, come into Malasana, squat pose for the Yin Yogis. Bring your hands together, elbows on the inside of your knees, push your knees outwards. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And push the weight into the outside edge of your feet so that your ankles don't fall inwards. Exhale, drop your hands, sit back down on the floor, straighten your legs out in front of you. Grab your strap, this is where you're going to need it, and gently roll yourself down to the earth. Keep your left leg straight, we're going to start with the right leg. Take a nice deep inhale, lift it up to the sky, and place your strap around your right foot. Keep your left leg engaged, so toes pointing up to the sky. Bring your awareness into your right hip and gently pull it down towards the back of your mat or the top of your mat so that it's in line with the left hip. You can feel that if you relax it, your spine will curve slightly and your right hip will be higher. So make sure that they're nice and even. Flex your foot, feel that stretch along the back of your leg, and then gently start to pull it towards you. Doesn't have to go far, it can be all the way here as long as you feel that stretch in the back of your leg. We're not trying to join the circus, we're just trying to stretch our muscles. Take the strap, both sides of it, in your right hand to release your left hand. We're going to stretch the groin now. And on your exhale, drop your right foot down to the right side. It can come down to the earth, or it can stay up in the sky, depending on how you feel. If your foot's quite high up, rest on your upper arm, so you bend only at the elbow, which will take a bit of pressure off the wrist. You can see I've got the wall, which helps me keep it nice and high, so I've got a more intense stretch, but it also means that I can't get it down to the earth. So work with what's around you, see how you feel. Remember, you can lengthen your strap as much as you need to. We're looking for that stretch here on the inner right thigh, and that's all we want to be feeling. Don't overdo it. An overstretched groin is incredibly uncomfortable. Be nice and gentle with yourself. Feel the muscles releasing. You can start to relax your left and your right foot now. Some people like to keep the left leg engaged to help keep the left hip grounded. But if you feel like you don't need to do that, you can release it. Inhale to gently bring it back up to center. Grab the strap with your left hand now. Open the right hand up like you would for a twist. And as you exhale, roll onto your left hip and bring your right foot down to the left side. And you'll get this wonderful stretch all the way down the outside of your ITB area. Either you can look straight up at the ceiling, or if it's comfortable, you can look at your right hand coming into a full twist at the same time. The higher you bring your foot towards your head, the more intense the twist is going to be and the stretch is going to be on the ITB area. The further away it is, the less intense it's going to be. We're going to stay here for a while because we haven't done the outside edge. We did work it in that one-leg chair. So inhale nice and deeply. Exhale nice and gently. Try not to let your left leg bend too much, as that will negate the effects of the stretch. Try and keep your left leg straight, and if you need to, you can engage that foot again to help you. Remember, we're stretching, we're not in yin. So here we're asking specific things of our body. Inhale, come back to center. Take the strap in both hands, and as you exhale, pull that right hip away from you again, and then bring your forehead up to meet your knee. It doesn't have to touch, it's just the thought. And then exhale, take the strap off your foot, release your right leg, gently bring it back down to the earth. And just take a moment to enjoy that wonderful sensation of having one leg longer than the other. When you're ready, we're going to start the other side. I'm going to swap sides I'm lying down on, just so I can use the wall to even out both sides of my legs. So inhale, bring the left foot up, put the strap around your left foot, keep the right leg nice and straight. Engage your right leg, bring the left hip back away from your head, and then start to pull your left foot towards you, stretching out that hamstring one last time. Take the strap in your left hand, open up the right, and as you exhale, open up your left leg, coming into that groin stretch. If you're like me and you have a wall on one side, or your bed, or something that blocks you, it's good to try and use it for the same side for each stretch, just to make sure you are even. Sometimes a wall like this can be really helpful in increasing the stretch. So never be afraid to use what is around you. And then gradually, day by day, week by week, your foot will get closer and closer to the earth and closer to your head. Deep breaths in, long breaths out. Check in with your groin. Make sure you're not overdoing it. And then inhale, bring your right foot back up to center. Take the strap, take the strap in your right hand. Open your left hand out into a cross. And as you exhale, roll onto your right hip. It's really important you roll onto your right hip. Drop the left foot down to the right. And look at your left hand coming into that intense hip flexor stretch. Remember, the higher you pull your foot towards your head, the more intense that stretch becomes. Maybe it's more intense on this side, or maybe it's less intense on this side. Try and keep both shoulders flat on the earth. Use your right leg to help you if you need to, by keeping it engaged, keeping it straight. Deep breaths in through the nose, and long breaths out. Inhale, come back to center. Take the strap in both hands, and as you exhale, pull the left hip away from you. Pull your foot towards you and bring your forehead to your knee. Keep the right leg engaged. Scoop your belly if you need to. It's always better if your belly is engaged, if your abdominals are working. Core is so important. And then exhale, release your foot. Place the strap to one side. Bring your leg down to the earth. And feel how wonderful your legs feel now. Nice and long and loose. Bring your arms down by your sides. Allow your toes to flop to either side. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale through the mouth. Scan your body from head to toe. Check that everything is loose. Your hips, your shoulders, your jaw. Bring your awareness into your third eye. Follow the sound of your breath as the air moves in through your nose, filling your lungs, and then the sound as it rushes out. For Savasana. If your mind begins to wander, which it will, just gently bring it back to your breath, to your body, to the connection you've created. On your next inhale, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe reach behind your head, stretch out your body one last time. And then as you exhale, bend your knees, roll onto one side of your body. Pause here for a moment. And then on lifting yourself up nice and slowly, keeping your eyes closed, come back to your comfortable seated position. Bring your hands to your knees. Inhale, lift your shoulders up over your hips, ears over your shoulders. Lengthen your spine. Bring your hands to your heart center and then to your forehead. Exhale, bow down to the earth, thanking yourself for taking the time out of your day for your practice. Inhale to lift back up and open your eyes. I hope you've enjoyed this class and I'll see you again soon. Namaste.